What's going on, everybody? But what are we doing, America, Americans, people that pay their taxes? What are we doing in this country right now besides letting people just completely overthrow it? Every day, our country is being overthrown every single day under the disguise of, humanitarian aid. We need to help everybody except our own American people. We need to help everybody in the world except for our veterans that are homeless on the streets right now. Suicide rate in this country is out of control. The drug problem is out of control. We are letting all of this stuff come into our country, and we're not doing anything about it. We pay our taxes just for all our money to go to a different country or to line the pockets of some bought out politician. We don't say anything. You can't say anything. If you do, you go to jail. If you don't pay your taxes, you go to jail. If you speak up, you go to jail. Growing up, I was always into war movies and war documentaries and how it all happened and how it came to power. Does anybody realize how Adolf Hitler came to power? Everybody knows that, he killed millions of people and he was terrible. Yeah, obviously. But does anybody know how that happened? He didn't just one day just rise up and say, I'm taking over. He tried that. It didn't work. In like the 1913s or something, 1913, 1914, he tried to rise up and take over. He went to, I think he was sentenced like 5 years in prison and he only served 8 months or something. The point is he tried to overthrow it. It did not work. So what did he do? He did it the political way. He did it the politician way. He weaseled his way into power. Not all the way to the top, but, in there. He became chancellor. And then through that, he started implementing emergency powers here and there. And then from that, he started taking over little by little until he became, the supreme leader, the Führer, or whatever. It didn't all happen at once. Rome didn't burn in one day. Countries aren't overthrown in a year. It takes time. It takes buildup. It takes the destruction from within to overthrow a country. And that's what he did. And if you look at our country right now, what is going on in our country? Our border is being eroded. The dollar is damn near worth anything right now. Everybody is divided against everybody. Whether you want to call them the Gestapo or the brown shirts or whatever, but look at all these, agencies that we have that completely, they are not elected people. All these bureaucrats are not elected, but yet somehow they have control. There will be one day where we have no freedoms in this country whatsoever unless we stand up against it. Unless we start saying no and pushing back. The evil is always trying to get in. It's like water. It keeps flooding in and flooding in and flooding in. No matter what. It is up to us to patch all the holes so this shit does not come in. And when we stop, it continues to just keep on trying to push through. Your patch on the hole, it will hold for a time, but evil is constantly pushing against it. And one day it's going to poke a hole through it. And if you're not there to stop it, it's just going to start flowing through. This cancer on this earth will always try to seep through. It's in human nature, apparently. I don't know. But it is up to people that are brave enough to stand up and say no, to stop participating in it. I'm pretty sure Gandhi did something like this, where he had like a mass uprising where everybody just said no, and the government said, what do we do? There are millions, hundreds of millions of people in this country the mass majority are going to say no and go along with the program because they're afraid. But like in the Revolutionary War, people lost their families, they lost their homes, they lost everything because they knew what they were fighting for was worth everything. They were willing to sacrifice everything. Their wives, their children, everything they've ever worked for. They were willing to give that up to secure freedom. And we're too fucking lazy to get up and vote. We are so self-centered and lazy, we can't even get up and vote. We can't even start a petition. We're afraid to raise our voices and speak out about what's going on. Because, oh, they might cancel me. Oh, they might, take something away. I might get fired. Don't work for a company that will fire you because you have a belief, because you have a voice. Speak up against everything that is wrong in this country. Like, actually get up and say, no, that's wrong. Don't go along with the program. All this shit that's going on in our schools right now, oh man, it's, there's nothing we can do about it. There are parents all the time I see on YouTube protesting this shit, speaking up and saying no, getting pushback. If anything, just giving it awareness to where people are like, I didn't even know this was happening. People that don't have kids, they don't know what's going on. They don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. If you're not in that political realm, if you're not in that arena with, if it doesn't pertain to you, most people don't really care about it. And I mean, that's understandable. You have all this other stuff in your life going on. But we need to be aware of everything that is going on in this country. Stop worrying about what's going on in Ukraine, what's going on in Israel. Yeah, that's important. It is. Taiwan, that is important. It affects us. But not like what's going on in our own country right now. Our country is the most important thing for us. Other than that, like, people are freaking out. Like, oh my God, you see Russia and Ukraine are fighting? When all that started, oh my God, this is World War III. Look at our streets, man. Look at America. Look at our country, dude. I think World War III started a long time ago before all that. I think a civil war started before that. It's just not a very kinetic war right now. And technically it kind of is kinetic because we have gangs and black people versus white people and gay people versus straight people. They have so many people versus everybody else for the dumbest shit. For the smallest thing, we are divided. We can't come together on anything. Because it is planned. It is a planned control. It is planned destruction of this country. That is how they take over the country. They take it over by pitting everybody against everybody else. Making you believe I'm wrong and making me believe that you're wrong. And how I'm right and you're wrong. That is how a country is destroyed. And it will continue to be like that until we come together and just say no. Whether you believe in abortion or not, whether I believe in abortion or not, it shouldn't matter. What should matter is our security of this country. Whether you're black or not, or I'm black or not, or you're white or not, or I'm white or not, does not matter. Your football team, people fight over football teams. How fucking stupid is that? Literally, fist fights, killing people over dumb shit. Somebody accidentally scuffed your shoe and you fucking stab them. How petty and fucking dumb is that in this country, how people act? Because the smallest inconvenience. How self-entitled, lazy, arrogant fucking people in this country. Lazy. Don't want to do anything to help anybody else. Because you've been trained, you've been programmed to act like that. You have been programmed to be self-entitled little fucking bitch. And that is the truth. We have been raised from birth for a long time now It used to be back in the day to stand up, be a man, take charge of your life. You know, take care of your family, take care of your community, raise your children right. But it's not like that anymore. It's suck on the tip from the government and do exactly as we say, and you get free shit. And it's not free shit because somebody is paying for it. You can't create energy out of nowhere. It has to come from something. They could print all the money in the world. It doesn't mean it's actual money. It doesn't mean it's real. It's an illusion. It's fake. It's monopoly money. It has no value whatsoever. The more you print, the less value it has. That is common fucking sense. But look at this new spending that they have. Trillions of dollars a year. How much is a trillion? Does anybody realize how big a trillion is? A million is a big number. A million is a huge number. A billion is far greater than that. Way more. My son asked me that the other day, how long would it take to count to a million? And it was like 10 days or no, like 40 hours maybe. And then to count to a billion, it would be like 32 years. So from 40 hours to counting to a million to 32 years to count to a billion. That is how much bigger that is. Now, how long would it take to count to $1 trillion? And it was like 30-some thousand years it would take you to count that high. And yet we're going to be spending more than that every fucking year. Does anybody understand how preposterous that is to make sense of our economy? We have the strongest economy in the world. They are lying to us every day. Inflation isn't 2%. It might be 2% every month or every, quarter. But when you add 2 on top of 2 on top of 2 on top of 2 on top of 2, it's a lot more than 2% of inflation. Oh, it's just transitory. Well, first they said it's not even there. Then it was transitory. And then, okay, yeah, we have a little inflation. Okay, yeah, now we're in recession. What's next? Oh, hey, money's not worth anything. It was an intentional destruction from the start because our monetary system cannot maintain itself. When you add interest onto it, eventually it's going to fall apart. Our money's not backed by anything except for a promise from the U.S. government. And you have seen how well their promises hold up. Think about how well a promise from the U.S. government holds up in, the history of the country. Oh, we'll protect you. No. We won't, make camps for anybody. How well that's turned out. Look at the Japanese in World War II. You need to be able to defend yourself in this country right now. No matter how many fucking dumb laws that they pass, these laws aren't real. Just like our monetary system, the laws they're passing are not constitutional. Read what the Constitution says. Point blank period. Shall not be infringed at all. Period. Your freedom of speech. Look at the people being jailed for having an opinion. There are people still in jail, in prison because of January 6th. People that weren't even really doing anything. Just walking around because they were let in. But look at the people that did all the BML riots. They were bailed out of jail from politicians. Politicians paid for people to get out of jail because they were literally burning buildings down and killing people. Illegal immigrants, migrants, illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them. They're not supposed to be here. There's a channel to go to a country to get citizenship. You've got 40 people with gang tattoos coming in and they say, oh, I'm seeking asylum because my country's so bad. That's all they have to say. And they come in here. And what do? They're raping people. They're fucking murdering people. They're stealing stuff. It wouldn't shock me if they weren't stealing people. These people don't give a shit about, morals. They don't care about the way that Americans are supposed to act. And it's not just Spanish people. It is so many other people coming through our border, literally murdering people, literally fucking killing people. And they're saying, oh, they can have, the Second Amendment applies to them too. The Second Amendment is for American citizens, not people that break into the country illegally. I understand everybody should have the right to defend themselves, absolutely. But become an American citizen and you can have that freedom. You know what I mean? Become an American citizen and have American citizen status, and the system's all yours. This shit is going crazy in our country right now. And oh yeah, he's a conspiracy theorist, he's crazy, he's racist. I'm neither any of those. I work, I pay my taxes, I take care of my family, I take care of my kids, I take care of my household, I do the shit that I need to do. And every day I see it get fucking shittier and shittier. Because I know in 10 years when my kids are older, my oldest is 8 right now. In 10 years, he'll be 18. He'll be an adult. He'll be a young man. And I have 10 years left to train him, to make him understand what America is about. I have 10 years left for him to show him how to be a man. Only 10 years left. And I'm being constantly battled against him with all this propaganda. Hearing his friends talk about this shit all the time. Constantly battling. So I don't even have 10 years left with him. I've got more like 4 or 5 years, because all the other time I am trying to make up for all the shit that he sees on TV or out in the world. All the subliminal programming that you see all the time. You're just driving by and you see it out of the corner of your eye. Your brain still thinks about it. Stand up for what you believe in. Get your shit away from all of this stuff. That's why I'm trying my hardest to pull my kids out of the school. I stand up against it and I say stuff and nothing changes. So I have to withdraw my kids away from that, because I don't want them to grow up believing that you can be a cat if you want. You can be an astronaut. You can be a politician. You can be a welder. You can be anything in the world that you want to be, logically speaking. If you want to do some kind of job or some kind of career, do it. But you're not going to be a furry. You're not going to be, a fucking woman, because you're not. And that's just the way life is. Life's not fair sometimes. If you wanted to be a woman, sorry, too bad. I wanted to be a millionaire. Didn't work out for me. Too bad. I accept that. I accept that I am not a millionaire, and I move on with my life. Yeah, it sucks. I really want to be a millionaire. Just like some people really want to be a woman. But it's not reality. Stop living in this dream world of fantasy, man. A lot of these video games, virtual reality, you can be whatever in virtual reality, you can be whatever you want to be, but it's not real life. And people are mixing them together. A lot of these video games are meant to distort reality for people to where they don't know what's what and what's real. Remember the Inception movie with the Titanic guy? I can't remember his name. Where he spins the top at the end and he doesn't know if it's going to keep spinning on forever or if it's reality. That is where we are at in this country. We are so fucked up in the head that we don't know what's real and what's not. Like, what are we doing in this country, man? What are we doing to better our lives? What are you doing to better your life? I know what I'm doing. I'm doing the best I can where I'm at, and as fast and hard as I can. I slip up every once in a while, just like everybody else. Shit happens, but I move past it. I have shit stuff thrown at me all the time. I deal with it. I move on. I put my fucking big boy pants on and move on with it. And I continue to better my life as much as I can for my children and for my family. I screw up all the time. I accept what I did and I move on and I learn from it. People make mistakes and people learn. And then people make mistakes and people don't learn. You do the same shit over and over and over again. That is the definition of insanity. We keep voting these politicians in over and over again. We don't stand up over and over again. It is the definition of insanity, and we're not doing anything about it. We sit there and cry and mope, and we're too fucking lazy to do anything. Stand up for your rights in this country. Stand up for what you believe in. Do not be afraid of somebody. Don't be afraid of losing your job. You weren't meant to work there anyway if your company is that much of a fucking prick. Move on with it. Find something better. Find somebody that you can work for that has the same values as you. Or if anything, start your own company so you can say whatever you want. Start standing up for what you believe in. Because it seems like nobody believes in anything. It seems like nobody has fucking balls anymore to stand up and, have their opinion heard. Well, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Fuck their feelings, dude. If they're too much of a baby to understand that people have feelings, it's not your fault. It's not my problem that you can't handle life, dude. Sorry about your shit. Like, grow up. Get your head out of your ass. Understand that other people have opinions, and not everybody has to believe what you believe. It's not that hard. Going back to that, I want to be a millionaire. Do you think I despise all other millionaires? Do you think I despise Elon Musk for having $1 billion? Do you think I'm jealous? Because I am fucking happy for that guy. I'm proud of him. Anybody that has worked their ass off to get to where they are, I'm super excited and happy for them. That is the dream. The dream of America is not to be a lazy fuck and just sit around all day and collect welfare. That is not the American dream. The American dream is, having and raising a family in a free country and being whoever you want to be and however you want to be. If you want to be a farmer, be a farmer. If you want to be an astronaut, be an astronaut. As long as you put the work in, you can achieve it. As long as you put the work in and get your hands dirty and get bruised up and get cut up. It takes sacrifice to make something of your life. It's hard. It's really hard. But look at other countries. Look how easy we have it compared to other countries. I don't want to have to go to work and get a job, man. I'll just get welfare. In other countries, if you don't work for nothing, you die. If you don't scrape by in other countries, there's no welfare to, hold you up. You're either a prisoner or you die or somebody fucking eats you. If you don't stand up for your country, look at these kids coming across our border, man. They're fucking hardcore. There are 12-year-olds coming across this border that are harder than 30-year-olds in this country because they've seen shit. They've gone through shit. They know that life is hard, and they're fucking hard because of it. And we've got 30, 40-year-old guys getting pedicures, drinking the Starbucks. For what, man? Be a man. If you're a dude, be a dude. You're a female, be a female. Whatever that is. I don't really, I'm not a female, so obviously I don't know. I know what females are supposed to do in this world because of my religious beliefs. I know what men are supposed to do because of my religious beliefs. I think they're supposed to be together and work as a unit and sacrifice for each other and work hard with each other and tell each other how it's supposed to be. I'm not saying be a dick to your partner, but I'm saying know your role, know your place in this country, know your place in the world, and accept it and do it. Do what you're supposed to do. And if you don't like your place, try to better your life. There's certain things that you can better, there's certain things that you can't better. And it is what it is. If I want to be a millionaire, what do I have to do? I have to work my fucking ass off. I have to invent something. I have to start a company. There's people that just wait around waiting for Mr. Beast to come by, and that's my career path. Is I'm gonna sit around and wait for some YouTuber to come and give me $1 million or buy me a house. That's my game plan in life. I know I've heard people say that before. How fucking dumb is that? How lazy is that? You'd rather waste your whole life waiting on a handout. Just some food for today, man. Just think about it. Just think about what I said. Try to better your life, because nobody's going to do it for you. And if they will, it's going to be for a cost. There will always be a cost for somebody taking care of you. Now, I hope y'all have a fantastic day.